Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. We're back with my guy, Hope. He's going to continue to tell us this story about how he ended up deep in the game. You know what I'm saying? Life situations, y'all. Things happening that are unexpected that send us down a road that most of us don't want to imagine, but can happen to us. So y'all just sit back, man, and suck this up. See what he has to say, because the show is going to get better and better, right? Because I think it's going to be revealing and eye-opening, and I hope that you get something from it. So welcome back to the show, Hope.
Thank you.
Yeah, now go ahead and pick up where you left off in the last episode.
I was saying that she passes away. She passed away. Now, and this is where I don't. A lot of people that I've told this to, they think, well, you're just looking for a reason to blame what's about to happen, what you're about to tell, or what you've told, what I'm going to tell.
Yeah.
On her for your reasoning, and it's really not, because in the story you'll find that I have an addictive personality.
Okay.
And
what does that mean? Explain that to my audience real quick, as far as what you think it means. Okay.
For me,
yeah,
it's everything that I love. Addiction is everything that I want, and that I love, because addiction. A lot of people look at, for me. This is my own personal. This is me personally.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at addiction as a drug addiction. No. Drug addiction can be drugs, food, sex, money, cars, clothes. Everything can be an addiction to me. Mm-hmm. Now, I may be wrong. People may shake their head and say no, but I love everything.
You love everything.
I love everything. Whenever it comes to it, if I can obtain it. It's a love. It's a love for me. To me, that's what it is to me.
You'll put whatever it is that you're desiring. You'll put that before everything.
I have.
Okay. Yeah. Well, go ahead then. Okay. To start my spiral with her dying, I started using cocaine. That was my first getaway. Mm-hmm. and which it doesn't get it away. It's just it only puts it on the back burner. But in your mind, while you're doing it, it's gone. Yeah. And then the women, I'm not going to say abuse them, but to use them. Mm-hmm. My mind wasn't on the part that I had just lost the person that I loved. It was the part where I was trying to find more love, if that makes sense. It's interesting. Yeah.
So I start out with a little bit of drinking, and then I got a friend. He comes over and he's like, "Man, try this." Mm-hmm. He chops out a line. I snort it, and it takes it away. So a little bit of drinking, a little bit of snorting, okay. And this goes on for a couple weeks. Now, mind you, I'm on parole. I'm still on parole. Yeah. Because I just I had an 8-year sentence. I only did 3 of it. I'm out for 5 years on parole. Yeah. All this downfall. So me and him hang out for a couple weeks, and he's just trying to be a friend, but he's just really fueling the fire. Mm-hmm. So next thing I know, he shows up. He's got another rock, and I'm like, okay. And he goes, hands it to me, and tells me just to cut a little piece off. And I cut a little piece off and start. He's like, whoa, stop. And I'm like, what? I said, we're gonna snort it, ain't we? And he's like, no, we're gonna smoke that. Dang. And so now it went from snorting some cocaine to smoking some crack cocaine. Okay. So, and of course, I liked coke, but I love crack. Ooh. That was speed. So, at this time, I pick up a slight habit. I'm going just a slight habit. I had somebody that was very close to me that was prescribed pills. I can't tell you how many times that get 120 lower tab 10 325s and sit down with that person and brand new script, and within 5 days us two do every bit of the 120.
All of us gone.
Every bit of 120 lower tab 325s. Same thing with Percocet 10s. Put them on a plate, crush them up, and see how many lines go around the plate. See how many times go around the plate, and then at the very center of the plate, if you can imagine, it'd still be a little pile left. And whenever you hit the piles, you take everything you can take.
Oh man!
So
turn it into a game.
And I hate to say it, but that person would have been my mama.
Really?
That was my mama. Me and my mama became best friends. That was the start of my pill addiction.
Yeah.
Let's start it right. Let's start that one there. That went on for about 6 months or so. But as I done it, I watched my mama hurt because she'd get her pills at the first of the month.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the month, she was hurting because she didn't have her. She didn't have. So I felt guilty. So, and it really wasn't the high that I was looking for.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that went on for about 6 months or so. There was a time whenever I'd go and I'd pick my mama's prescription up, I'd get her Neurontin, and she'd get 160 of those. And before I could make it across town, I'd do 30 of them. Take 800 milligram Neurotins. Now, if anybody knows anything about Neurotins, they're a nerve blocker. They're now at Schedule 2. At that time, they wasn't. But if you can imagine a person that, if anybody's ever seen a walking horse, that's how a human walks whenever they're on Neurotins.
What?
Whenever, yes, you high step. Because you don't feel the nerves in your legs so you're
okay. I see it now.
Every time that I would come back, I'd get out of the car and I'd be high stepping. She'd know that she knew they was gone. Yeah, and she didn't care. It was unsaid,
Yeah.
But it was the point in fact that I'd done it.
Yeah.
So
where's your dad at?
Okay. So I'm gonna have to rewind a little bit on the dad situation. Dad was always there. Me and Dad wasn't the greatest of friends growing up. Whenever I got out of prison in 2001, me and my dad my mom and my dad had a fight, had an argument. While I was next door, and I actually got into the fight, and I might have not should have, but that was my mama, and I seen him throw her off of a deck, and she had already had neck surgery herself and was hurt, so I didn't like that too much.
Yeah.
And I confronted him, and he pulled a knife on me, threatened to cut my guts out. I picked up a 4x4 and threatened to beat his head in. However, we didn't talk very much after that. He went. He was found to be the aggressor, which I didn't press the charges on him on that. My mama did, however, the state did, however, on my mama because she had bruises and stuff on her. The whole house was destroyed. Everything in the house was broke at the time. They had a falling out, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this is a little bit of a rewind. So, I tried to make amends with him over that. Went and told him that he was about to have a grandson be born. While he was actually, they found him incompetent and sent him to Moccasin Bend at this time. This was 2001, or this was actually 2002ish. First of 2002 actually. And we went and seen him at Moccasin Bend in Chattanooga and I told him that he had a grandbaby on the way. And me and her actually left out and let my mom and sister do a little time with my daddy, you know, trying to amend things and maybe make a family back. And whenever my mama come out and we was leaving, she's distraught, and I didn't understand why, and I asked her, and he had told my mama that the little bastard would never be nothing to him. Talking about my unborn son.
Yeah.
So that was our splitting apart, and no more. However, he went to prison for the domestic aggravated domestic assault or whatever. He did 3 years on that. He ended up with a 5-year sentence on it. Did 3 on it. So let's go back to the crack, starting to crack and all that. I gave my mama her first hit of crack. She'd never smoked crack. So I'm getting into the crack, and I'm learning that this is a very expensive drug. So, but I'm seeing how many people smoke and get high, and I'm sitting at these dope houses at times, and I'm like, you know, why can't I get high and sell too? You know, so I got turned on to somebody in Nashville that I was making trip. I was living in Shelbyville and was Nashville, and I started making 3 trips a day, back and forth. I buy an ounce at a time. I smoke. I was up to 7 grams a day smoking. I was smoking 7, and now I would buy the cocaine and cook the crack myself, because my motto was that if I wouldn't smoke it, then nobody else want to smoke it.
Exactly.
I want the best, and I want my customers to have the best. But I mean, we all know that that's BS too.
Yes,
you know, you're just looking for a reason.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what you tell yourself.
So, women, drugs. There's a point in time in this that during this phase that I start drinking, and it's all in the environment that it seems that I get into. Okay, so I was around the pills with my mama, and I'm doing that, and I can't really call that an addiction because I broke that like snap of a finger. Same thing with the drinking, but however, this drinking lasted 6 months. Get up in the morning, crack a beer on the way to work, drinking a 6-pack on the way to work.
You're still holding your job down.
Still holding the job. Get off lunchtime, drink a 6-pack. Me, you know, I was living with a guy and dating his daughter at the time, and that's all he did is he drank. Get off work, suitcase. By 8-9 o'clock, have his wife go get another suitcase. Yeah. Wake up again, same thing in the morning. Have a beer as soon as the feet hit the floor. So after 6 months, it was old. I was old. Yeah. But the crack, it ain't getting old. It's staying. Yeah. It's staying. Yeah. The lifestyle, the money. The riding, I love, you know, that's things that I love, and it's becoming a habit. Yeah. So now I ain't working. Now I've got this. I've got a crack habit.
You're still on probation, parole too.
Now I get off parole.
Okay.
I get off parole. 2007. I'm off. I'm
free now.
I'm free. Yeah. But ain't nothing changing. Yeah. I mean, now I done made it through this whole parole. Never felt a piss test. I've never, and I'm not bragging on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I've never, in my whole 44 years, or well, let's take 40 or 34 years, because I'm gonna take 10 years off. In my whole 34 years of doing drugs and everything, I've never failed a piss test. I've never been caught up like that.
Yeah.
Okay? But every time I get on some dope, here I come back to prison.
Right.
So, in 2007 to 2010, my life becomes a blur, really, because, like I said, I'm smoking 7 grams of crack a day.
Man.
Plus, that's on the minimum.
Yeah.
By myself.
Yeah.
That ain't counting what I'm dishing out to the women to get whatever I get.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
gonna try to be. I'm gonna try to be nice, but
they know.
I mean,
they know what it is.
But look, it ain't just women though. Men will offer the same thing.
Yeah.
It depends on what.
That's true.
And
I've heard the stories.
I'm not gonna hold no bars on it, because it ain't just women.
Yeah.
Men will do it too.
Yeah.
I've sold to, like I said, and none of this is anything I'm gonna say I'm proud of.
No, of course.
But I've sold to women that are pregnant. Like I said, I gave my mama her first hit of crack. And I know, I mean, I look down on myself for that.
Yeah.
She went down a spiral because of that. I can say that. But she's got her life back on track now.
Good.
So I'm selling 3 ounces a day, at least 3 ounces a day.
Oh yeah.
I'm smoking 7+ grams a day.
Yeah.
So that's not a little bit.
That's not a small amount at all.
And it's becoming hectic.
Yeah.
You can't tell whenever it becomes hectic like that. You can't tell what's real and what's imagination.
Absolutely.
Your imagination is running wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know what's going on.
So I'm gonna bring you to where I get busted in 2010. I had always made it my goal, my honor for my kid and or the woman that I'm with and her kids, if she has them or whatever. I didn't sell dope out of my house. That was my golden rule. Nobody comes to my house. I'll meet you somewhere. But I ain't gonna say I get lazy, but I get comfortable. And it's Christmas time. I've got some buddies over. I've got their wives over. All the kids is back in the back playing in their room. Now, hold on. Let me stop. Let me back up just a hair, just a slight hair.
Okay.
I get this job. I get this job, and I'm selling cars. So I don't. They say that the best thing a car salesman with the car salesman is not to know what you're doing. Okay, and I don't see how that's possible, but it seems to be realistic because the first 3 months, I only worked at this job for 3 months.
Okay.
All 3 months, I made top salesman of the month. I got first sale on Saturdays, which was a bonus. I got last sale on Friday nights, which was a bonus. Sometimes they have last sale on Saturday nights, which was a bonus. And I was the one that tried to pick every one of those up. A lot of people's going to say this is hard to believe. I made $10,000 those 3 months. A month.
Okay, hold on a second. Now we're gonna stop right here because I really want you to get into that. How were you able to do all of that with an addiction and all of these things going on around you? And where was your son at? You know, all of these different types of things. But we're gonna pick back up when we come back in this next episode and find out all of these things, right? Because you really got my attention. You know what I'm saying? You got my attention for real, right? And so is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Okay, that's what's up. Look here, y'all stick around, right? This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.